Okay, so today we're going to talk about the three B's, and this is like super important. Sorry, I'm going to actually take this out. There we go. So the three B's are super, super important, and it really layers in really well with neuroscience embodiment. So what I mean by that is like by shifting, so the three B's is your breath, your body language, and your beliefs. And actually, shifting all three of those is really powerful, but just by shifting your body language, we can actually shift the chemicals in our brain. It's really, really powerful. So when you learn to do this over and over and over again, and then you layer in, the breathing and the beliefs, it's super, super powerful. And at the beginning, like it's going to feel a little wonky because the way that we hold our body language, and our breathing patterns and our beliefs around we're going to do money is a habit, a physiological habit, like also mental habit, but physiologically, like when we think about something that stresses us out, it actually reinforces those neural networks to where we default to them quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, right? So it's literally a physiological habit where our bodies will literally just default to, well, this is the way I've been doing it. This is the way I saw it done. This is how I'm going to do it. So just like anything else, breaking that habit, breaking that pattern is going to feel kind of wonky at first, but this is going to give you a very clear picture of how to do this like every day. And so you can catch it and be like, wait a minute, I'm going back into old patterning, right? So I'm gonna first ask you, and I would probably write this down. I mean, you're more than welcome to unpause and tell me, but I would write this stuff down because there's something about writing things down that really helps it like click in. So the first thing is that, what does abundance mean to you? And I'm just gonna be quiet and let things, oh, Margot's here. Well, I'm glad that we ended up doing it this way. Hey, Margot, how are you? Because I was like already recording, and then I was like, oh, people are coming. And I think Krista's coming too, but who knows? Hi, Margot. It's so good to see you, my love. So we were just talking about shifting the three B's. And so B's stand for body language, your breathing, and your beliefs. And I was just telling Heather that just shifting your body language, just shifting your body language only actually changes. Oh no, tell me. You can come off mute if you want. You can talk to me if you need to. I struggle with the link. Oh, okay. Let me know if you have trouble with the link, okay? And I'm more than happy to help you. Anyways, so as we shift our body language, it actually shifts the chemicals in our brain, right? So that's what I was telling Heather. And so today we're actually going to do all of this of shifting our body language, shifting our breathing, and shifting our beliefs when it comes to money. And then we're going to actually do a visualization that's actually going to like anchor it in. But I want to give you guys this way to know, okay, when I feel this way about money, when I feel stressed out, when I feel tense, when I feel tight, what you can do. Because as you do it over and over again, it reinforces a new belief, a new like feeling in your body. And when you feel good in your body about what you want, it comes to you a lot easier. And it also primes your reticular activating system, which is the part of your brain that is looking for things, right? So the best way I could describe your reticular activating system, it's like, okay, you buy like a white Nissan SUV, and then all of a sudden everybody has a white Nissan SUV, and you're like, how did I not notice that? It's because your brain is looking for it because it's in its conscious awareness. So that's what I mean by reticular activating system. Okay, so as we do this, we're priming our reticular activating system to not only feel safe around money, but to be able to see opportunity where it was we didn't see it before, because opportunity is all around us. You guys know my story that literally people like hire me walking down the street, and it's a lot because like I do this work and I'm magnetic and I feel good about money, but it's also because my brain is primed to see like opportunities that maybe others wouldn't. Like maybe I just like pick up on like I talk to people at the beach here all the time about my work, and people have hired me from that. And it's not because I'm talking to them because I want them to hire me. That never crosses my mind. I just love what I do. And I'm just, people are like, what do you do? And I'm like this. And it just happens. Like when you're primed to be like, money flows to me and this works out for me and I get to do it with ease, that will start to happen. And it starts with this, okay? So the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to write down what abundance means to you. And I'm not gonna get too far into it because I don't wanna project my experience or what I believe. I want it to be yours. I want you to get really, really clear, right? And abundance can mean so many different things. So just get really clear on what abundance means to you so we know what we're installing. Abundance can mean I get to pay for things and never have to look at my bank account, right? Like I know that I'm good. Or it could be like no matter what happens, money always flows to me. There's always more of it. There's not a finite amount. Or it could just be a simple noticing of just abundance around us, right? But get really clear on what it means to you and the lifestyle that you're going to lead from abundance so we can install that in all levels of your consciousness today. And just kind of let me know when that's done. I'm just going to like be quiet and let you guys like journal it out, but let me know when you feel like, okay, yeah, I know what abundance is to me and I know what that life looks like. And also another thing that I think is really important to add into this is how abundance feels. Our emotion and how those emotions are experienced in our body is really important to notice, right? So like a lightness, like feeling open energetically is another one. So being really aware, mine a lot show up as like safety. Like for me, safety is like one of my highest values. So abundance to me also means that I feel safe. And we also want to always get clear on our values and why we want money and why we want abundance, because really that's what we're searching for. It's not the money that we're searching for. It's the feeling and the emotion and the experience that it'll give us. So because mine is like freedom and safety, money is such a big one for me, right? Because those are the things that give us the most freedom and the most security normally. And if you guys need help, just let me know. Or if you're finished, you can let me know that too. Heather, are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Marco, are you good or do you need more time? Because when we go into this process, I want you to go into it knowing exactly what you're installing, right? Like exactly what you want. And if you need more time, that's fine. Sorry, I just keep wiping my eyes because my eyes are so like, I don't know, like gooey for lack of a better term. I don't know if that's like a normal like histamine response, but they're just like watering like crazy today. I don't know why. So I apologize if I'm like, yeah, that's good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to write down, well, let me first say this. Your mission, should you accept it, is to just feel good about money. That is literally your only job. Guys, I can't stress this enough, is that how you feel about what you want, whether it's the job that you want or the business that you want or the money that you want, whatever it is, how you feel about it is so much more important than the actual way of getting it. Because when we feel good about it, when the journey feels, okay, so when the thing feels good and we allow the journey to feel the same way as the outcome, that's when things become really useful. So just keep that in mind, that the intention behind all of this is just when you think about money, when you think about the amount in your bank account. So guys, I'm also going to say this very quickly. We'll probably do this next week. I don't know, but where we're actually I'm going to have you open your phone and look at your bank account, because a lot of people get really stressed out, even if they have a lot of money or even if they don't have money, it's the same. And what you want to do is you want to neutralize that, not because I don't want you to be worried about it. I don't want you to be worried about it, but there's so much more you can do to fix the problem when you're neutral. If you're like freaking out and in spasm, like, oh my God, I'm never going to make any money and I'm so stressed about money. Like the best way I can describe this is like a toxic, like relationship, right? So like if you're really stressed out and you're always like complaining about your partner and you're like, oh my God, this is never going to work. And like push, pull, like kind of, do you think your partner is going to want to like build a life with you? It's going to be difficult. And we want to think about that with money. So even when money is bad or things aren't going well, you want to feel neutral about it so you can clearly see the next step of, okay, this is not great. I obviously need to fix this. And also I can fix it a lot quicker and a lot easier if I'm neutral about it. Okay. So thinking about the money that you want, okay, why don't you just check in with it? So it might be like, I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $5,000 a month, like whatever it is. Check in with it. How good does it actually feel? And maybe it feels kind of good because we've been talking about it, but maybe you're like, how good does what you want feel in your body? Because this will give you the baseline of how close you are to it. It's very hard to manifest and hold your manifestations when your body feels really tense around the things that you desire. So let me know when that's done, and then we'll move on to the next step. Amazing. Okay, so now all I want you to do, now do not overthink this. Let the memory come forward. Just whatever memory pops up is perfect, okay? What childhood memory can you heal now by telling that child what you needed to hear back then about money? So something is going to come forward about maybe your dad telling you money can't be easy or something like this, or your mom saying we can't afford it, right? Like there's going to be a memory that comes forward where you learned a limiting belief about money. And I want you to just like make a note of that memory. Let me know when you have it so we can work with it, okay?
Yep.
Amazing. So now I just want you to write down your 3 B's around that, like feeling bad around money. So this memory is probably has you feeling bad about money or stressed or overwhelmed or frustrated, right? So notice your body language when you're in that memory and you're thinking about it. Your body is probably like, notice, like it's probably tense. A lot of times I see people like concaving with their body language like this. It's literally the opposite of open. It's like closed, right? So how does your body feel in this memory? And if it helps, go into the memory, but if you're like, nope, I got it, I don't need to go into it, that's fine too. We just want to make a note of when I feel bad about money, this is what happens to my body, right? So you can catch it and rewire it. Then I want you to notice that when you're feeling this bad memory about money, how is your breathing? I guarantee you it is not slow and deep and steady. It's probably shallow. It's probably more in your chest than in your stomach. I don't know if you guys know this, but being just mindful of your breath, like I was actually telling Heather about some breath work that I do every morning to regulate myself. Heather, did you see the breath work that I added to the toolkit? I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Okay.
No,
yeah, it's updated, but if you need it, let me know. I just added 2 breathwork meditations. Now, I want to be very clear. The one that is the Shiva Rasa one, it's intense. So you may not like do it the full one at the beginning. Like I still have to work up to it because you're holding your breath for like 60 to 90 seconds at a time, but it's powerful. I've had like a full on like experience doing this breath work. And so the point of this is that when we do this type of breath work, it regulates your nervous system. And it's really good to do that in the morning. Like if you can't do it in the morning, that's fine, but starting your day with regulation is like super important. But anyways, the breathing part is that you'll notice when you're dysregulated or you're stressed that you're not only breathing really shallow, but you're breathing in your chest. And that is not good for your your nervous system. You want to breathe in your belly, which is really weird for a lot of us because we weren't taught that. So it feels kind of weird, but just something to be mindful of. Like, honestly, I would say breath work is probably one of the most powerful tools that I use to manifest and to regulate myself. It's powerful. Yeah, of course.
Were they links to YouTube videos? Okay, I did see that. I just didn't get a chance to do it, but it looks really intriguing.
Yeah. So the other one is really cool. The other one is it's like something wonderful is happening meditation. And so basically, so you do that in the morning because when you first wake up in the morning, your brain is very susceptible. So guys, please, please, please be careful about what you watch and listen to in the mornings. When people go straight and watch Fox News or watch really stressful things in the morning, and then they wonder why they have such bad anxiety, because your brain is in a state of heightened suggestibility when you first wake, like right before you go to sleep and when you first wake up. So doing this first thing in the morning when you wake up will change your life. It is very powerful. So something wonderful is happening meditation is really, it's breath work, but he uses priming. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tony Robbins, but he's really big with priming, and it's a type of breath work technique. So basically you're doing this priming breath of fire technique to like alkaline your body, regulate your nervous system, and then he's repeating this something wonderful is happening. So you're priming your brain to be like, something's amazing is gonna happen. It's pretty cool. It's less intense. I like the Shiva Rasa one, but it's intense. Like yeah, so you might not, just give it a try. If you have any feedback, let me know. If you want an easier breath, like, I don't know, the easy breath work, like the box breathing where it's like breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. I just get bored. Like, I'm sure it helps, like if you're stressed out and you need to calm down quickly, but as an actual like process, I don't find it very helpful. Like, if that makes sense. But these are more intense. And so when you're done, you're like really, really like, wow, I'm super present and I'm super in my body and it feels really good. Okay, so anyways, the point is that breathing is very important and we all need to be more aware of our breath, especially when we're thinking about money. If you think about money or you think about being stressed about money and your breathing starts to get really shallow, you know there's some stress that we need to resolve, okay? The other thing is in this memory, what beliefs did you learn about money? Money isn't easy. I'm not worthy of money. Money has to be hard. Like, what did you learn? Because it's going to help us when we go into this process of letting go of those beliefs and installing this new one. And it's super important to like know, okay, what did this memory teach me about money? Margot, I'm just checking in because I can't see you. Are you good? Just let me know that you're okay because I don't want to rush you if you haven't like written everything down. I'm not sure if she's there. That's okay. Okay, so the next one I want you to do is I want you to write down, oh, of course, no worries at all. It's so funny that you showed up today because normally, you know, I give a training that isn't so like this, but I think doing change work like this is really powerful because I actually help you shift it. So no worries, but thank you for joining. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down what your 3 B's are when you feel abundant, when you feel good about money, right? And if you don't, like, so I would just go back to a time when you felt really good about money, right? Heather, I know some of yours, like you've had some highlights of like $1,000 day, you know, like stuff like that, like going back to that and notice how that feels different in your body. Like, what is your breathing like? How is your body language? I guarantee you when things are going well with money, you probably hold your body more upright. and it probably feels more open. And then also your beliefs, right? So like, I can do this. Money can be easy. Oh, okay, like this is working, right? Like notice. And notice the only difference is just like our perception of what's going on, right? That this is probably the most important thing that I could ever tell you guys is like, when we allow having money or anything to make us happy, we'll never truly be happy because it can always be taken away. But when we can learn to be like, wait a minute, I'm in control of my breathing and my body language and my beliefs in this moment, nobody could ever take that away from you. This is the true empower. Like this is the true empowerment of you learning how to become empowered in every moment. Because I guarantee you first of all, the quantum leaps and the money you desire happens when things are going wrong and you still choose to be the person that has it, right? So instead of being like, nobody's commenting, nobody's buying, nobody la 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 la, and then like freaking out and getting shallow and hiding, versus being like, I'm going to shift my body language, I'm going to shift my breath, and I'm going to shift my belief in this moment. Okay, now move. What do I do? You'll literally create your reality differently. And that's something that nobody could ever take from you. People could take money from you all day long. Like banks freeze money, Stripe accounts, like all kinds of crazy shit, right? But what's crazy about this is like, I'm actually going through something really wild. I'll share with you guys when it's all said and done, but some really wild stuff with like my Stripe account and some other stuff, which is ironic because, you know, I'm a money manifestation mentor. But the difference is instead of freaking out and getting really low about it, I was like, no, this is to remind me who the fuck I am and I'm powerful and I can fix this. And actually, I think it's going to end up working out for me better in the long run. It was just like short term kind of stressful. But the point is that, okay, they were like, oh, like there's an issue, so you can't receive payments, la 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 la. And I'm like, how the fuck do I run my business? Like, what? Like, okay. And it, like, first of all, I got my contracts tight. I hired an attorney. I've got somebody helping me, like, take care of all this. So I think in the long run, it'll end up being better for my business. But instead of just like getting really small and low and being like, I'm never going to be a business owner again, I'm never going to be able to create money, I was like, no, 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 no. This is showing me my power. And I took my power back. And I literally could feel like, I know this is a little more advanced, but like instead of like, you can tell when you're really stressed out about something, if you like sit with it, it feels like something pulling your energy. I don't know how else to describe it, but if you sit back and you can think about a really stressful time with money or a really stressful time with a friend, you can say, I call my power back, and you can feel this like feeling of things coming back to you. That's an energy leak. And this is what we mean when we say, okay, what we focus on expands. So if we're focused on it's all going wrong, then our brain will be primed for it's all going wrong. But it's like, okay, shit's crazy right now. And I also choose to not respond in that way. I choose to respond differently. I'm going to shift my body language and my breathing and my beliefs, and then focus on the creative solutions, because there's always a solution. The truth is, people can bank transfer me money, you know, like maybe I'm not meant to sell digital products and maybe I have to just do high ticket one-to-one with bank transfers. Like there's a million ways for me to make money without fucking Stripe. You know what I mean? I think I'll resolve the Stripe problem, but that's not the point. The point is that if I was giving all of my power away to Stripe and all these issues, then I would just be in victim mode and I wouldn't clearly see the path forward, and I damn sure wouldn't be magnetic. Nobody would want to pay me if I was over here just like, you know what I mean? So really take a minute to be like, I am powerful and I can shift how I feel in any moment. And that is beyond powerful, right? So do we have our beliefs and breath and beliefs, so body language, beliefs and breath around feeling good around money? Like, do you now have a clear path of when I feel bad around money, this is how I am, and when I feel good about money, this is how I am, and know how to shift it? Yes? Amazing. So now all we're going to do is we're going to dive into a process that's going to actually do that and install it for you now. But then you also have a map now of like, okay, when I feel like this is what I do. And this is really simple. And like, you can also do this with tapping and other stuff, but you can just do this, finding what works for you, right? Okay. So now I am going to pull this up. So when you're ready, just get really comfortable. Just really comfortable and really like, okay, I'm here. And I want you to just start breathing really deep. And as you start to breathe really deeply, just set the intention that you're going to breathe out longer than you inhale. Maybe you consciously notice it, but maybe you don't, and that's okay. But there's something about that that really shifts our nervous system into like regulation. And as you begin, oh, that's working. Just continuing to breathe deep. Margot, we're just going into a process. So if you can, where you're at, just breathing deep, breathing in deeply through your stomach and your belly, and then breathing out longer than your inhale. So breathing in very deeply, breathing out longer than your inhale. And you guys just continue to breathe that way. And at any point that you feel like going back to breathing normally through this process, you can do that. We're just doing the breath right now just to like ground here. And so now I just want you to go into this with an idea that you're just playing along, right? Childlike curiosity. You're going to go have some fun on a playground. This just gets to be fun. Hypnosis for abundance, fun time, right? And as you follow along, you'll reprogram this part of you that used to experience lack, used to experience frustration, and letting all of that go. And instead choosing now to feel good about money. Because when you feel good about money, something magical happens. Something energetic changes and money begins to flow to you in unexpected and surprising ways. So if you're ready to experience abundance now, I invite you to just get comfortable where you are, simply realizing that you're exactly where you should be. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Be here now. And something life-changing is about to happen. So as you close your eyes, if you haven't already, notice as you sink in to this moment. Nowhere to be, nothing else to do except just being here and enjoying this drifting and floating in the experience as you notice the way your right hand feels. And as you notice how your right hand feels, your left hand relaxes. And then your legs relax. You experience the sensation of being supported at the surface beneath you. Supported by this moment. You can allow your teeth to slightly separate and your tongue to rest comfortably and peacefully inside your mouth as you think to yourself, I am here and it is good. So imagine that there is an old grainy TV set out in front of you. It's sitting on the floor in front of you. So you have to look down just a little bit to maybe see this old outdated movie that's playing on the screen. On the screen, you see a scene where you're worried about money. This might be the same memory as earlier that you wrote down, but it might be different, and that's okay too. Just trust the movie that's playing. Trust the right memory is there. You don't have to do anything other than just let it be. And just notice, as you look at yourself in this grainy movie, what are your 3 B's like when you're stressed about money or when you feel lack around money? What is your breath like? What is your body language doing? What are your beliefs? Notice the places where that tension is in various parts of your body. So you might notice there's tension in certain places in your body, but you also might see it as like a heat map of like, okay, this is everywhere in the body that holds tension around stress with money. And as you simply notice the tension in your body. Look at you on that TV screen and notice how you breathe when you feel stressed about money. Maybe the breathing quickens. Maybe you're holding your breath. Simply notice what you notice about the breath changes when you're stressed about money. Thoughts. Thoughts is the third B. It's your belief. When you experience money stress, when you experience lack around money, what thoughts go through your mind? What do you say out loud or think to yourself? What kind of words and phrases immediately trigger money stress? In a moment, I'll be quiet as you become clearly aware of the old, outdated, useless money beliefs you've been recycling to keep you stuck. So go ahead and notice those beliefs now. Taking all the time you need here for those beliefs to come forward. That's right, you're doing great. And in a moment, I'm going to count to 3. And when I do, you're going to teleport yourself right into that TV scene and feel what it's like to be in that stressed out body, running that stressed out 3B recipe, right? But you'll only be there for a moment. So don't get too worried about it. You'll only experience it for a moment because we're going to shift it. And just a moment, that's all it needs for your unconscious to realize that you're ready to be free now. So go ahead, 1, 2, 3. And be in that stressed out body now, in that TV scene in front of you. And I want you to memorize your body language, your breathing and your beliefs that come with money stress. How am I breathing? How am I holding my body? What are my beliefs? But then you notice something. As your unconscious and conscious mind agree to be done with that old useless pattern, that old 3B recipe, that old breathing, that old body language, those old beliefs, that you are done with those useless patterns now. You've uncovered the exact recipe for getting unstuck. And now that you know this is an old habit that you borrowed from someone else, who borrowed it from someone else, who borrowed it from someone else, as you can now easily release those old beliefs, that old thinking, that old breathing habit, that old body language habit, release it now. Then be back right here in the now, feeling once more the sensation of the surface beneath you, supported by the beauty of this moment and the knowledge that by the end of this recording, you will have programmed your 3Bs for the kind of peace and joy that you experience when money flows to you freely and easily, like waves of abundance. So just bask in this feeling of easefulness and joy and gratitude now. That's right. And now that old grainy TV has disintegrated, it's dissolved, it's disappeared for good. You look up and you see a Technicolor virtual reality event playing before your eyes. You observe yourself living the best life, a life of ease, abundance, joy. You can tell by the look on your face that this is your natural way of being. And you're in a situation where money just flows to you easily and automatically. You see yourself paying bills easily and joyfully. You see yourself making fun purchases and feeling worthy and deserving of giving yourself good things. Not because they make you happy, but because you are already happy. And it's easy for you to make purchases that enhance your life. Observe yourself easily and joyfully paying large bills and small bills. No big deal. Take a deep breath and let yourself feel good about money now. When you observe yourself feeling good about money, feeling abundant, feeling worthy of every good thing, what are your 3Bs doing? What is your body language? What is your body doing when you feel good about money? And it's okay to exaggerate here. Actually, when we first start doing this, exaggerating your body language is actually really good. So maybe you just sit up really straight and tall and you feel powerful. Also, I want you to notice, where do you feel ease and relaxation in your body? In the facial muscles? Maybe in the sound of your voice as you speak in happy, relaxed tones? How are you breathing? When you feel relaxed, confident, and grateful about money, notice the rise and fall of your stomach as you breathe in this decadent pleasure of having plenty, having overflow, having abundance, and realizing you are worthy of abundance. And notice those beautiful beliefs. When you observe yourself through these virtual reality goggles, what simple story are you telling yourself about money? You might be surprised at how childlike and simple it is. Perhaps the third B, the belief that goes along with abundance, is simple as thank you, or this is awesome, or I can do this, or I'm worthy of money being easy. Celebrate your abundance as if it's happening now, because you recreate what you celebrate. And I don't mean celebrate as in get excited, celebrate as in joy and gratitude and love, like this very grounded excitement. So we start to rewire those neural networks that when we think about money, we feel joy and peace and gratitude. And now I invite you to step in to those virtual reality goggles now. Take on the body language, take on the breathing and the beliefs of abundance. Feel abundant. And tell your brilliant unconscious mind, this is who I really am. This is how I want to show up in the world. I'm ready for abundance. I'm worthy of abundance. I deserve abundance. I deserve money with ease. And just imagine that the unconscious automatic part of you nods in agreement, saying yes, as you wish. And it puts all the needed components in place on your beliefs that make it easy and automatic for you to feel this way about money now and always. Moving forward, no matter what your bank account balance looks like, you get to feel good about what you desire. Because when you feel good about money, money wants to be around you. Money is looking for people with abundance and that feel abundant and that live in abundance. And now you have that abundance too. It becomes easier and easier to attract money. Go into that abundant body now, taking on that 3B recipe, breathing like you're abundant, holding your body language like you're abundant, and having the beliefs of somebody that's abundant. Notice that you might feel free and a sense of ease in your body. Breathe the way that you breathe when money flows abundantly with ease. Rehearse the beliefs and self-talk that comes naturally when you are abundant. Maybe it's simple as thank you. Wow, this was so easy. This is so fun. What a relief. And now I invite you and your body and all levels of your consciousness to automatically remember and continually rehearse this way of perceiving your abundance, because you are abundant, aren't you? You make wise decisions and you enjoy spending money when it's appropriate to do so. You send money gratitude and you feel good about money. You celebrate when you see people with money because the unconscious mind notices and recreates what you celebrate, whether it's you or for others. We just get to celebrate abundance in all areas and all levels without any judgment around what it means for us or others. We're all on our own path. We're all on our own journey. So anytime and every time you notice a feeling of lack or scarcity or fear around money trying to sneak its little way in, you automatically and easily adjust your 3Bs. Your beliefs, your breathing, and your body language to match that of somebody who is abundant, somebody who makes money with ease and feels overflow in life, somebody who allows themselves and chooses to feel good about money now. Taking a deep breath in, breathing out, you might notice that your body wants to stretch. And when you're ready, but only as fast as you're ready, come back to the here and now, feeling so good about money that you just get to be abundant. And this is just your default state, right? So I'm curious if you have anything that you want to say about this process, you can let me know. But also, I would love to hear is, okay, knowing that I can shift into abundance and feeling good about money anytime, what is the next step for me to have the money I want? Because from this place, you'll be able to access other levels of your consciousness. And it's going to give you information that you need to move forward. And I'm curious what that looks like for you guys if you want to share. You don't have to, but it's always good to ground it. When we ground things into action like this, it reinforces those new neural networks that we've created. Anybody?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really peaceful, like it's just all flowing to me. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that you can remember how this feels so that when you start to get like out of alignment, you're like, okay, I can go back to this. That's the most important thing because guys, the truth is that at the beginning, it's going to feel awkward and a little bit weird because you're running a new pattern. It's like going to the gym after not going to the gym. Like it feels weird and it might even feel a little bit hard at the beginning. But as you do it, it becomes more easy and let it be like, okay, I just need to change my breathing and my body language and then one belief. Like don't get too overwhelmed with it because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. And then be like, okay, now that that's so simple, I now have the recipe to do this. And so instead of letting something take you off track with money, do this anytime something happens, like your Stripe account gets weird or people aren't buying or whatever happens, that you are in control and watch what happens from that place when you choose to show up differently. So the thing that I think would be really cool if you want is to just drop it in the group, like if it comes forward of this is what comes forward, because taking grounded action is important. If it comes forward, like, you know, don't force it, but setting the intention that when you do this type of work that you get a clear path from this work of the next step, because this is how we create money with ease, is these little things that come forward during these processes are trying to show you the path of least resistance to money. It's literally trying to communicate, hey, Heather, for you, this is your path of least resistance. Go do this thing, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I also,
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I was gonna say, I just also love how you said childlike curiosity. That really resonated that I need that. Because you know what it's like when you're under stress, you tend to overthink things, but childlike curiosity is not overthinking. So
childlike curiosity is so powerful. I see my clients manifest crazy stuff from this place because they're not taking it too seriously. When we take it too seriously, we get attached to the outcome, and that energy is not how you create what you want, right? Like being attached to it is we tend to like, again, the best way I can describe it is like a relationship. Like you really like a guy and he's just kind of and you're like attached to it, like me, need me, whatever. And it's like, whoa, you know, money is the same. Our business is the same. We have to learn to be like, my intention is to create a relationship and to have something good with this. And also I don't need it. And watch what happens. Like it's really magical. Like I do this dating. It's wild. Like I do this and it's wild how I see people respond to me differently versus how I'm like being. It's
Yeah.
yeah, crazy. The other thing I was gonna say really quickly, sorry, I'm so like out of it today. I can't remember what it was. If I remember, I'll drop it in the group maybe. But if you have anything, if you have any questions or anything, let me know.
Okay. Was it about taking action? Oh.
Yeah, it was, I mean, guys, it is important. Like you've heard me here,
Mhm.
like you've heard me say that that the action is twofold. It's because it reinforces those new neural networks. So the new neural networks are created when we feel different about something. So an old neural network is I feel shitty when I think about this. And when I feel shitty, this is how I breathe and this is how I hold my body, right? So the new neural network is, oh, when I think about this, I now feel good, right? And so to reinforce it, because it does take time, that you want to take action on it because your brain's going to be like, oh, okay, so like you know that this is created, like this is the way of this is how you become a new person is you start taking action from that place because your brain is telling you, hey, this is the action of the person that has what you want. That's what your brain is trying to communicate with you. And this is all about the path of least resistance to get to where you want. It really
Mhm.
gets to be that simple. Like I know it sounds wild, but it really is that simple. Of oh, you're listening to me, you're doing this work. Okay, here's the information. It's the clarity, it's the stepping stone that you didn't see before.
So it's almost like my action can even just be being aware of a negative thought. Maybe it's a limiting thought with my
Yeah.
business, and then going, no, 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 let's correct that, and
Oh,
embodying.
I remember what I was gonna say about
Okay.
hold on, like about like getting on podcasts or something. Hold on. But I'll get back to that in a second. Yes, I don't need it to be happy. Guys, it's the same with a boyfriend or money. If you need it to be happy, like does a boyfriend really want to be with
Mhm.
somebody that needs you to be happy, like needs you to make them happy? Like I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's like, I need you to make me happy. Money is the same thing. It's we get to decide to be happy right now and abundant right now and grateful right now. And that shifts what we are able to access in our consciousness of, oh, okay, what's the next step? Right? Like, do not give
Mhm.
your power away to manifestation, to money, to a guy, like none of it. Like, no, I choose to be happy now. I choose to be worthy now. I choose to make moves from being happy and worthy now. That is how you quantum leap. That is how you get to the next level faster. It's not, I make money and then I'll be happy. It's, no, I'm happy now, even if I'm stressed out, even if something's going wrong. Like, listen, guys, you're human. You're going to have a human experience. Like, we all have stress, but it's like, okay, can I process that stress, maybe through tapping or whatever, and then come back to center and move from that instead of letting it sideline you for weeks at a time. Does that
Mhm.
make sense? Yeah.
Yes, totally. Yes.
So
Yeah.
for you, I was going to say, I don't know if this resonates for you or if this is your path of least resistance, but I don't know if you know who Seoul, oh my gosh, what is her name? She's like the Korean mom, which I love because I used to live in Korea. She's like a marketing expert, but she's like very like anti, like, you know, gosh, what is her name? Simone Seoul.
I
I
don't know
will,
her, but
okay.
I also went to Korea. My husband was building there, and we spent a few months there, like
What? That's
20 years ago.
crazy. I lived in Korea for 2 years. Actually, gosh, I used to read Hangul and all of that and like speak a bit of Korean, but it's been like 10 years. So I
Yeah.
was trying to read Hangul the other day and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm a little rusty. But I love Korea, but I also love her because she's Korean. So obviously
Yeah.
I've lived there
Okay,
for two
Simone.
years. So I have this like, but
Oh,
anyways,
nice.
she has this thing called I forgot what she calls it, but basically it's how to pitch to be on lives and podcasts. And I thought that might be a really cool thing for you to do. I think the master
Hmm.
class is like $45 and then they do like a cold pitch like challenge. And
Nice.
the way that she does things is not sketchy at all. Like she's very heart
Nice.
centered. She talks out against like people charging too high or like people selling with like scarcity and like listen, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm heart centered, but I also understand that marketing works in a certain way. But the point is I paid $1,000 for something similar to this. I haven't taken it. I think I'm going to buy it just because I'm curious on what her take is it. But I've seen so many people write really good reviews, and that might be cool if you ever feel good about going on like a podcast or doing a live with people that have your target market, right? Like that might be a really good option. Take that if it feels good. If it doesn't, let it go. But I just wanted to say that I'll drop her information in the group so people can go, because I think like for me, it's not just about content. Like for me, it's like, you know, doing IG lives and doing podcasts is a big part of what's in alignment for me. So I also am trying to be better about doing that as well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Sounds good. And I did get invited to be on a second podcast.
You did? That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you'll have to tell me all about it. So in July, well, let us celebrate you, like drop it in the group so like we know that that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And you deserve that because you have something amazing to offer people. So let us know how it goes. Great. Amazing. Okay. You guys have a great rest of your day. If you need anything, drop it in the Facebook group. And if not, I will see you next week.
Okay. Thanks, Fran.
You're welcome. Bye. You're welcome. Bye.